and he began to speak to me, and he said that many people have been encountering unusual opposition and warfare.
Yes.
Come on, we were talking about that earlier. There's been an unusual warfare against what God has spoken. And so what happens when we come under warfare, a lot of times when we come under opposition, many of us forfeit the promises of God. We give up on the words of God. But I'm telling you today, it's not your time to give up. It is your time to press through this opposition. In fact, I think this broadcast is being broadcast into your home, being broadcast to wherever you're watching this, because the Lord is speaking to you saying, what I am doing in the second half of this year is about to blow your mind.
Wow.
The enemy has come in with such such might and such authority because he knows that you are at the crossing point. In fact, one of my favorite scriptures is, don't grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap if you faint not. So right before the season of reaping comes the temptation to faint. It comes the temptation to forfeit what God has spoken, what God has said. See, I'm speaking to many of you right now. Some of you have felt like, I just want to give up. I can't do this anymore. I thought coming into 2023 was going to be a new year. I thought things were going to finally click. Things were finally coming into motion. I believed God was going to do exactly what he said. And here we are at the halfway point on our calendar, and it does not feel like what I thought was going to happen happened. Well, this word is for you today, because God is saying it's not over yet. Get ready, because your opposition, now get this, the opposition is confirmation of God's assignment on your life. See, many of you have even begun to question your calling, your purpose, your anointing. Am I really anointed? Am I really called for this time? Is God really going to do and use me the way he said? I say God is going to do that and more. He is about to do in Ephesians 3:20, exceedingly abundantly above all that you're able to ask or even think. See, when the enemy comes in, Jeff, I love to say this. Giants are a signpost that you're on the right track to promised land. See, if there's a giant that is mocking you, if there is a giant that is standing in your way, you need to be like Caleb and Joshua saying, oh, we can go in at once and take the land. The giants are a signpost that I'm on the right track, because I prophesy to you today that giants are going to fall. Giants are coming down because Davids are rising up. Some Davids that look outnumbered. Some Davids that look like you're so intimidated by the size of your giant. But that's what God is going to do. Some of you are going to step back and say, only God could do this. Only God could heal my body. Only God could open this door. Only God could bless my business. Only God could change a nation. Only God could shift my focus. Come on, I feel a prophetic fire beginning to flow right now. Some of you need to type out in the comments section, only God. Because this can't be done by flesh. It can't be done by a person. It can't be done by money. Only God could do this thing. He says, get ready, because what I am doing in the second half of this year, there's going to be such acceleration on the promises of God. There's going to be such acceleration on your calling, on your purpose, on what God has promised to you for this year. He said, this is the season that sometimes when we feel like we're behind, we want to give up. When we feel like, oh God, well, I'll just wait till the next January and maybe you'll come through. No, it's not too late. Better is the end of the thing than the beginning thereof, is what the Lord says. You haven't seen anything yet. He says, get ready for the second year. And I want to just prophesy that there is going to be a second wind on the second half of this year. See, what you need is for the wind of God to bring resurrection to some promises that look dead, some things that look hopeless, some things that look like they're out of season. Oh no, God says, I have divinely ordered you. Oh, He has divinely ordered you in this season. He has orchestrated your deliverance. He has orchestrated a way out of no way. In fact, one of my favorite scriptures, if I have time, I want to share this real quick.
Yeah.
It's found in the New Living Translation. It's Isaiah, the 43rd chapter. And it says this in verse 16. I am the Lord who opened a way through the waters, making a dry path through the sea. I called forth the mighty army of Egypt with all its chariots and horses, and I drew them beneath the waves, and they drowned. Their lives snuffed out like a smoldering candle wick. I love that. But verse 18, I believe this is a word for many of you right now. He says, but forget all that. It is nothing compared to what I am going to do. Now get this. He said, I brought you out of Egypt. Not only that, but I parted the Red Sea and made a dry path for you. I drowned your enemy. I snuffed out their life like a smoldering candle wick. But then he says, but forget all that. But forget about everything you've seen so far. I want to prophesy to you today. It is nothing compared to what God is doing in this hour. You say, well, my best days are behind me. Maybe I saw the best days 10 years ago. Maybe I saw it 20 years ago. Maybe the best days are over and all I have is a life of suffering. Maybe this is my lot in life. The devil is a liar. God says to you today, but forget all that. It is nothing compared to what I am going to do, for I am about to do something new.